Okie dokie. So we have 2 of the 100 watt or amp, or what is it, watt or amp? When you're talking about solar panels, watts. Renogy solar panels. They're the flexible ones. I've got them covered up right now because we are going to try them out. The other one is underneath this box. And just because if the sun's shining on them, I assume there's power going through them. At least they're supposed to be. And so, yeah, just to be safe, we're covering them up. So we've got an extra cord that we had to buy that is I think it's called an M4 to a 8M. I don't know. It's something 4 anyways to an 8M cord. So on one end, it's got this piece that's going to plug into my input on my Jackery. And on the other end, we have the male and the female pieces, which are going to plug into, pardon me?
That's the M4, the same on all solar panels.
It's the same on all solar panels? Okay.
Should be, yes.
So it's called an M4, he says, and it plugs into the solar panel parts. So we're just going to try it out before we stick them on the van so that we don't climb up there to find out it doesn't work. Here we go. Just like that. Okay, so right now we are at 86% on our little Jackery 500. And we're just going to take this cord. It's got an adapter piece too. I don't know if it's the same size or not, but we're going to stick this in there like that. And you can see there's still nothing coming in, nothing going out. And then when we uncover it, hopefully we'll get something. So with one uncovered, we're getting, well, it's rising, it's rising. And it's about the 40 mark.
Yeah,
50 mark.
You don't usually get full power in when they're all plugged together like that, unless you get them both uncovered.
And then he's uncovering the second one here. Let's see if that jumps us up a little more. Also move the cord away that's giving a shadow line. So now we are at a whopping 48 to 53, I think it was the highest. So that's with the 2 100 watts. It is very sunny right now. You can tell by the shadows.
There's still some cloud cover there.
He says there's still a little cloud coverage, so yeah. Well, anyways. There we go. It's still better than nothing. But I was kind of hoping for like at least 120. So, yeah. There we go. There's what the sky looks like today. So, little cloud coverage, but really not a whole lot. It's a beautiful day. Okay, so we're still not getting much up here. We're still bouncing around the 50 mark. Not sure if you can see that with the reflection or not. So we are going to unplug it from this one because perhaps, I think it's probably doubtful, but perhaps the small Jackery 500 has a max that will bring in like an input. So we're going to plug it into the back, hopefully, of the big Jackery. There we go. It's making a hum. And we'll come around to the side and see what it's bringing in.
Nothing because it's 100%.
Nothing because it's 100%. Well, that's not very helpful. We're going to have to let this die for a bit and then come back to you. Okay, so this is a very weird update. I have no idea why. If anyone knows why, please let me know. Because the big Jackery is at 100% and we can't see what the incoming would be, obviously, we decided to plug this one back in and let it trickle charge. But when we plugged it back in, it's not giving us anything now. Any idea why, guys? The solar panels have not moved. Still in the same spot. Cords really haven't moved other than taking this and plugging it in the back of the other one. Now plugging it back into this. And we got nada. Any ideas? Okay, so it's been, I don't know, probably 15 minutes maybe. Maybe. We still have the solar panels sitting up here in the somewhat sunlight because now there seems to be less sunlight. Let me just pull these this way. Okay, I was thinking maybe the little Jackery might have been overheating. That might have been another issue. So we put up the cardboard box to secure it. Also needing to kill the big Jackery, so I brought out a big house fan that I have blowing on the Jackeries. So let's see. No, it didn't make a difference. Look at that. Oh, it didn't make a lick of difference. It's not giving any. None. Nada. Okay, so I'm going to unplug it from here, and I'll have to let you go because I have to plug it into the back, and then I'll give you the update. So my update is, I've got the light running here because I was trying to kill the battery, and the fan plugged in, and it dropped down 1%, and now both solar panels are plugged into the back, and I'm still got zero. Zero. Nada. Nothing coming in. 80, 77 going out. Apparently, running this big box fan, it's going to run for like 23 hours, so it says. But nothing coming in from the solar panels, so I don't know what we did. But we're going to have to go back and check all our plugs and see what's happening. Okay, so before we send these solar panels back, we thought we'd try them just plugging them in one at a time. So we're going to do the one that's under the cardboard box right now. It's got it plugged in. Do you want to plug it into the Jackery before we uncover it this time? Or it already is? Okay, it already is. And we're at 99% with, we got 83 watt input. 86. That's not bad. Okay. So, want to unplug it and plug in the next one? Because maybe there's a problem just with one solar panel? All right, so Chris is plugging in the one that's covered up with our change pads right now. And then we'll take the hospital change pads off. Ta-da! Sunshine! And there we go. We got 84 again. So the two of them together should equal 168 watts coming in, which wouldn't be too bad. But for some reason, it didn't work. So, plug them in one more time together.
Yes, sir.
Okie dokie, here we go. All right, so we're all plugged in together again. Only takes a few seconds. Uncover them both. We got sunshine. And they're both plugged in to the back of this baby right here, which we are getting 170 watts. Woohoo! Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you to unplug the back and see if when we plug it back in, if it goes back to zero. Maybe there's something with that. Because now I'm just curious why. So there's zero. And nothing. Oh, there we go, 167, 169. So I have no idea why it did that.
So that means
So,
your fan should run forever now like that.
Yeah, my fan's gonna run for 99.9 hours. Okay, so one last thing to try out is, can we plug it into the top Jackery and see if it does anything for the top Jackery? This is where we had problems the last time. So the input on this one is on the front, up top. And waiting. Nada. Nothing.
So maybe you can't charge this one.
So too much voltage coming in maybe? Because really, like with 200 coming in, it should only take us, 2.5 hours to charge it. Maybe that's too fast. I don't know. Now we're back on the bottom. And we've got 169, 171, which I'm happy with. It's, not the full 200, but I don't think anybody gets really the full 200. So, that's impressive. So, it's a go-ahead to put that on top of that. Woo-hoo! And this is the first step. We've got our cleaners up there. Hold up the spray 9. Hold up the alcohol. And then we've got a bucket of water and we got the hose. So that should do the trick. We've got to wash it first and then we're going to apply the solar panels. Okay, so this was where I was keeping my magic bullet and a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. You know that bin? Yeah. That was belonging right there. But now we're going to have to put Jackery here because there's no way that the wires are going to fit under the couch. So this is where the microwave goes. And yeah, we never put a backboard in there. Kind of because there's nothing to screw it to. It's all just styrofoam. There is a metal spot there, I guess, that we could screw it to. Maybe we will, but it was to access wires and stuff. And it's hidden behind the microwave, so I wasn't too worried about it. Up here, though, any moment now, we should have a drill coming through. And that will be the wires for the solar panels. So let's watch. Okay. All right, so I would say it is above this board. Okay, there it is. That is the hole. That is the great outdoors out there. Right up there. But we got the hole. And we can just move that other board a little bit. It'll be fine. That's the metal piece out? Yeah. Okay. So then that's carpet. Yep. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So what he's doing right now with that black thing in his hands is called the gland. Yeah, I was trying to zoom in. And so he's put the Jackery wire that we had to order separate. He put that through it because these big pieces, they weren't going to go through the glands. So now he's going to stick it through the hole and I'll have to go down below and pull that through. Apparently I don't need to pull it through. It's already down. Boop, boop. That's lots. So what's next?
Trying to screw this down first.
Okay. Can we discuss how you hooked the solar panels together?
Sure.
Okay. Go for it. We have hooked
They're
the
hooked in parallel, so
the two center ones are hooked together, joining the two solar panels, and then the two outside ones are joined to the Jackery cord, which is going to go through the gland and down into the van, into the Jackery. So what do you got to do with those little screws, though?
I got to screw holes in this gland to hold it all down.
Oh, it's just held down by screws? Yeah. And a lot of caulking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Those screws are going to hold that into metal?
Yeah.
They're so tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And a whole...
There'll be lots of... It'll be full of Sikaflex. So.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Are you using just regular caulking or are you going to use the Sikaflex?
No, the Sikaflex.
Okay, because it works like a really good glue at the same time, right?
It's a glue and an adhesive.
Okay, and that's what we use to put in the Max Air fan?
Yep.
And the skylight?
Yeah, it's used in marine applications.
Okay. Perfect. So, basically, you're going to put a big gob around the wire underneath the gland first? Or no?
Yeah, I'll go around the wire and then I'll basically fill in the space inside the gland.
Okay.
With this stuff and then squish it down and hopefully it squishes it around the edge.
Okay.
All the way.
And then how long does it take for that stuff to set up?
Usually overnight.
Okay, so it's a good thing it's not going to rain tonight.
Yeah, it's not too bad for rain. It's still covered and everything, so.
Okay, perfect. Get at her.
Yeah.
So he's figuring out exactly where he wants it. And I gotta tell you, he works on boats all the time and he hates it when customers watch. So I bet you he really hates it when all of us are watching. Okay, everybody. So while he's up there working on the Secoflex around the cord for the Jackery, I'm down here and taking that tray off. And I should be tidying up this mess, but it's kind of hard to do that until we've got, you know, that all set up again. Hey, the moment we've all been waiting for, or at least I have been, and I actually made sure I did not peek first. I waited, you know, grabbed my camera first. Ready? Here we go. Let's see if there's anything in there, or is it just an empty ashtray? Womp, womp, womp. Not even a lucky penny. Seriously, people? Okie dokie. So to put the solar panels on top of the van, we are using, he just moved the box on me, but there we go. Whoa! We are using this to apply it. So it's actually feels like a cushiony tape. You can put the box down now. It feels like a cushiony tape. The backer peels off, and then it's rubberized. It's well, it's a sealer for RVs and stuff.
Won't be able to use this, eh? The audio on it.
Sorry?
I said you won't be able to use the
No,
audio on it.
no. Anything that's got his music in the background. Well, sometimes I can delete the background noise,
Yeah.
but sometimes I can't.
Hopefully you can this time around.
If not, I just have to edit the whole thing and do voiceover. So you're squeegeeing it down to the solar panel first.
Yeah.
And then you're squeegeeing it down without trying to stretch it too much onto the roof itself.
Around the ridges there, right?
Yeah. Just so that it gets over and down below those bumpy bumps. And there's Johnny. I think you can see the solar panels kind of on top, all taped down, ready to charge. We'll go out and we'll see how it's doing afterwards. I'm just gonna add this in here, right here. My battery's at 100% and I need to knock it down to show you that it is getting input. So in the meanwhile, I have the microwave running, which I very seldom use in here. I have it on for 2 minutes with a bowl of water in there. So that is what's drawing that much power, is the microwave. And also my fridge, which isn't running right at the moment because it's at temperature, and the cooler, which is also at temperature, so it's not really drawing anything. It was drawing like 2 to 4. Here, I can shut it off and show you. There we go. Shut it off. Oh, okay. The cooler is running right now. I just couldn't hear it. And you can see that the solar panels are bringing in 39 watts right now. It's not a whole lot, but it is kind of overcasty right now. It's better than nothing. And I don't have to plug it in each time. It's just always plugged in. It'll always be just trickle charging. And unless I'm using something like the microwave, you know, it's going to be perfect. So yeah, happy camper. Oh, I also realized, even though I've had this for almost a year, I've never taken that off. I noticed it when I was editing. That would probably help with a bit of the glare. And so that is Renogy solar panels on the roof of the very, very messy shabby chic van for the win. All works perfectly well. So that's Renogy solar panels that hook up straight to my Jackery. Pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this at all, if you learned the slightest bit, or you think I'm funny, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. I love reading comments, but please leave a comment, and I will talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye.
just